podcast. I'm
Thank you
Waylon.
for having me.
Zay, so excited to have you on. I feel like this has been a long time coming. Like, you're my email pen pal, you know? But you just got back from Miami Music Week, so we're definitely going to dive into that.
Of course.
And your lucky charm just being, you know, good luck weather. But before we get started, let me give you a quick little intro for those who don't know who you are. Zay's like creative through and through. Like, that's kind of been your through line through multiple different jobs, kind of what you do at Sony currently. You started at WAV Media? Wave Media.
Yeah.
Right, got me confused. Okay,
No,
you got started at Wave Media, then you were the creative director at London Alley Entertainment for a while, and then you moved to Hive.
That was Hive.
Hive.
Yeah.
Then you moved to Hive as the VP of marketing, and now you're the creative director at Ultra. What a journey that's been.
Yeah.
But I kind of want to take it back all the way. So like, I want to start first with like your journey with music, how it really like shaped your life to start with. So what was like the first song you were obsessed with?
Man, it's gonna sound crazy.
Yeah.
So I'm a little older, so this might sound a little throwback here. You remember like the BMG Music Club where you would take the little coupons and like little stickers and you send them back in the mail and they send you CDs?
No, but I love that.
So you used to be
we
able
gotta bring that back.
You know,
that would be
it's
so
like a
cool.
big newspaper and had a bunch of little stamps. They look like little stamps and you peel them off and have numbers and you can send it back and they send you one CD for like $5 and you get the other two for 1 penny. The problem is you always forget to cancel the subscription, so now you keep getting these CDs and you get in trouble by your parents.
Right.
So, again, that's like a 90s thing a child will never have to deal with. But so it was, I think it was maybe my birthday or Christmas or something like that. So my mom was like, you can get yourself 3 CDs. The first 3 CDs that I ever bought is so crazy. Number 1 was Dog Pound, Dog Food.
Yeah.
And this is Snoop Dazz and Corrupt. They had a group back
Oh
then.
my
It was called Dog Food, so West Coast rap. The second one was Tupac, All Eyes on Me. This one and this two.
Wow.
And the third CD I got was the Hit 'Em Up single. No, it's actually the How Do You Want It single.
Okay.
Casey and JoJo, and it had Hit 'Em Up on it.
Wow.
So the first song that really made me feel something, Hit 'Em Up.
Yeah.
For a lot of reasons, but
oh my God, I love that.
So like that outro at the end, that little part where I used to know that by heart.
What? Do you still know it by heart?
No, I can't say that. No. I would never say that now. But
and what was it about that specific song? Like, do you remember the first time you listened to it on CD?
100%.
Yeah. Where were you?
Exactly where I was sitting. I was sitting on the floor. Like my bed was behind me, and I was sitting on the floor.
Wow.
And I had these like a very old sort of, you know, I don't know if you remember these sort of stackable radios. Where like a radio player on the top. Vinyl, and then they had the EQ right there, then the tape player at the bottom, and then the 2 big tower speakers with the wood panel.
Yeah.
I used to sit the speakers on each side of my head.
Wow.
I'd sit right in between the speakers and listen to music.
And you just listen to music.
And that's where I heard it.
Wow.
And my mom heard some of those words coming out of that room. She opened that door like, who is that talking like that? No, that's not me. That's the CD.
That's the CD that I got.
He had some quite choice words.
Yeah.
Back in the
Wow.
day, that was it. And I fell in love. I fell in love with it.
Yeah.
And I didn't know anything about the West Coast. I didn't know anything about LA, but after I heard those 3 albums, I knew I was moving to LA.
Where'd you grow up?
In Houston, Texas.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm a Southern boy. Real Southern boy. So.
Wow. Yeah. And then at what moment did it click that you wanted to work in music?
Now that was very early, like way before that. So before that, I used to play. Sounds crazy. I'm about to say this. Was church. First place I ever played music was church.
Yeah.
I became a drummer on accident. My cousin was.
What do you mean you became a drummer by accident?
My cousin was playing drums, and I think for whatever reason he wasn't there that day, or he wasn't able to play for this particular service. So my mom grabbed the meat on the back of my arm, was like, "Get your hands down playing them drums." So I did it.
And then you just.
Figured it out.
Wow.
Yeah, I wasn't really sure how to get it going, but I watched enough of it. It was kind of
you just had it. Wow, so you were a musician just like straight out.
No, I was terrible. Are you kidding me? I sounded terrible that day.
Well, in my head, when you said that story, I thought you were like a child prodigy. You like went up there, played the drums, and like just had it done.
In my mind, that's what I thought was gonna happen. I thought when I got up there, some things were gonna change in between my seat and the drum set, but. I managed to stay on beat, but from there I figured out, hey, if I get this a little practice, I think I could be good at it. So from there I started beating on everything around my mom's house. She put me out in the garage, and I finally started beating on things out there. It started to make sense.
Wow.
And when I got to middle school was when I started to take formal training, so band and orchestra.
Yeah.
And so I thought playing a saxophone was so cool.
Oh my God, so cool. Can you play a saxophone?
I wish. I wanted to play wind instruments, but it involves a lot of spit.
Yeah, I know, kind of gross.
People don't tell you that there's a lot of saliva.
Yeah.
Involved with wind instruments, and the first time I saw someone empty the water key, I was like, whoa.
You were like, what is that?
Whoa. What is that normal? No. So percussion it was.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Do you still play?
Yes, ma'am. I do. I still like to play. So from that, I got into a little more drum programming, sequencing, and I was really big in performance. It was really what I always liked, was just performance and taking the studio elements of like recorded and electronic and program things and bringing them into the live setting.
Yeah.
So I always did love the fluidity of live performance, but I always loved the rigor of recording. You know, it was because you have to follow the pattern, you know, when you're recording. But you know, it just, I like both. But I think
I love that. When was the first time you played like live and you like were like, holy shit, I just crushed that?
I don't remember actually, you know what? Maybe it was. I think it was like one of the jazz band competitions. I think this was right around like 11th or 12th grade is when I finally started to really get in the groove where people would hear me and be like, damn, who was that? And that's when it finally started clicking for me around 11th, 12th grade. Yeah.
That's awesome. Do you still play live?
Not anymore.
No.
Not anymore. I think that part is a little different. Just finding that scene a little bit in New York. The music scene is a little different.
It is,
I think 100%. It's a little bit more commercial than community.
Yeah.
And I think for us, that when I was younger, that's how you became a musician. You didn't just walk up, you know, to a club and you know, book a gig and play a gig. You sat behind somebody. When they went to go get a drink, they let you play a little bit and you learn how things went, or you help somebody set up equipment. You carry things for them, but you didn't just show up to a place and start selling tickets.
Yeah.
And that's the community that I think we miss now. You know, so for us, if you were a young drummer or a young musician, you always knew older musicians because they were the gateway.
Yeah.
And also being under 18 or under 21, probably, I was in clubs that I wasn't even supposed to be in.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so they would have you there, and so you almost, whoever that older drummer was,
you got like grandfathered in,
they watched after you, made sure you wasn't getting no liquor on the side or nothing like that, and you would, you know, got back home to your parents. So that part of community, it really, you ushered in the next generation of musicians.
100%. So. Do you feel like that community is still there or not so much?
No, not so much. I think now.
And do you think that's a product of just like online communities, or is that just like?
I think a little bit of both.
Yeah.
That and just the commercialization of it. I think there was a time where I didn't know that you could make money playing music.
Right.
I didn't know.
Right.
I didn't know any.
That's such a crazy
musicians.
thought, right?
I mean,
like
serious.
that's such a crazy.
The best musicians I knew, they weren't rich.
Yeah.
And I mean, these are people that are, I'm talking about play the paint off these walls. I'm serious, but they didn't make a lot of money.
Yeah.
And so I didn't quite put it together that you can make a lot of money with music.
Yeah.
But oddly enough, the first thing that I did think, and this is oddly enough how I got into creative, I used to see billboards when I would ride around with my parents, and I used to think to myself, whoever made that billboard must be rich because so many people see this billboard.
Wow.
And this is how I figured out, hey, you know what, I got to figure out
how to
design
do that.
because I know this person's making a ton of money because look how many people see this billboard.
Yeah. So did you start in graphic design from that? Like, did you start playing around with all of that stuff first?
Yeah, and this, again, back to church. So church programs was the first thing that I ever made.
Wow.
In graphic design.
Wait, do you still have, like, photos of the programming that you have?
Probably not. It was, like, just a little half-sheet photo. So you put a little graphic on it. I'm talking about this was pre-Photoshop. So
wow, I was going to say.
Corel Draw or something like that.
Goodness.
It was like a
Paint.
Yeah, Word Perfect, I think. We didn't even have Microsoft Word back then. It was, like, weird little programs. But I think it was Corel. Yeah, that was the name of the software that I used.
Wow, that's crazy.
So that was it. I worked a lot with type, very minimal graphics, but I learned a lot with type. Because, you know, church programs are as such. And from there, there's a weird sort of relationship with church and secular music, as they call it. R&B is kind of the same music. You just change the words in a lot of ways. So that kind of led me into, oh, well, can you help me with my album cover? Can you help me make a press kit? I'm a jazz musician. Can you help me here? And I just found myself working in service of other musicians and creatives.
That's awesome. And then at what point were you like, oh, I can do this for a full-time job?
I think that was around college. Probably around college, which was weird. Actually, that was my job. So we had a news station at my college, and I was the graphics guy. I don't think it was a title. It was just the
there was no title. You were just like, they needed a graphic, they called you.
Yeah, so I did like lower thirds, title screens, names just for news broadcasts, full screen graphics. That's where I started to learn how to animate on the things that I made static. Yeah. And I was studying communications at the time. Right. Public relations to be exact. So the skill, again, it just kind of came in handy having to be a PR student.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. Any favorite graphics you've ever made? Album cover.
I'm trying to think. None of them really. I don't know. I think I made so many.
So many.
Like so many. I'm trying to think. I don't want to. You know what it was? I'm gonna tell you.
Tell me.
Snoop Dogg Millionaire.
No, you did that?
This was a long time ago, and it's probably one of the simplest things I ever made. It was a black album cover with just yellow letters. And it said Snoop Dogg Millionaire. And that was one of the first things I ever made that I was really, really proud of.
That's so crazy.
Because I wanted to go minimal, but this was like 2009.
Yeah.
So you got to remember, all the design was really maximalist back then.
Everything.
A lot of
and
colors,
then you
a lot
like
of graphics,
switched
but
it.
I wanted to go all black, yellow type. And I said Snoop Dogg Millionaire.
That's awesome.
So I won't say I created that trend, but I think I was.
But you were like, you were the inspo.
I was a little early. Yeah, I was there.
Okay, so when you first started doing creatives till now, like, what do you think has changed the most about your job?
Whoa.
Oh, loaded question.
No, I think a ton has changed. One, as I've matured, I realized people expect a lot more of you.
Yeah.
Even just as a creative, I guess when I was a lot younger, I could get away with things like things being misaligned, or things not quite being the proper color, or it's not the right brand type, or this isn't, the right specs for things. I'm in the wrong color press. I'm in 3-color press. They want 4-color press. Like little things like that you used to be able to get away with, but as I matured, I started understanding there's a lot more money on the line here.
Totally.
So I think it got a little more serious in that way. And I think the tools, I think this is really interesting, is in just to cut the background out of an image was a manual operation.
Yeah.
Now, 2 clicks and I got it, transparency.
Yeah.
That wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
So even like rotoscoping, this is a weird one. When I first moved to LA, I got a job rotoscoping at this place way out in Thousand Oaks, just cutting things out of frames.
Oh, wow.
That's it. And so for like movies, that's how you used to have to do it.
Yeah.
Without green screen, you would go frame by frame by frame. So somebody would break it down, 4 seconds of video with it, 30 frames per second. That's 120 pictures. So you literally have to cut out 120 pictures. Yeah.
That's crazy. I didn't know that. Oh my gosh.
But then again, I think the byproduct of that was, again, community.
Yeah.
Because I had to sit in an office with other people doing the same thing for 8 hours a day.
Wow.
And so then once you finish that hard work, you collaborate on other things that you like.
Yeah.
And that's where you started to really get ingrained in those sorts of communities. And so without that sort of thing now, we have very cellular sort of, environment.
Yeah.
Where you're in your little cell and you do the thing you do.
100%.
And then you go back home.
It's not as collaborative.
And also specialization, I think, is something that's, I don't know if it's still here or as much, but I used to consider myself a generalist.
Yeah.
Because I did animation in After Effects. I did 2D. I did 3D. I did
everything.
Print. I did digital design. And then there became this period where people started to really focus on things as in, I'm a 3D animator.
Right.
Or I work with kinetic type.
Yeah.
It's like, wow. And I started seeing people got very specific.
Yeah.
And I think now it's changed again where you have to be pretty much a generalist.
Yeah. I feel like it always, like, the pendulum swings. What you say about, like, community, something that I loved about that is, like, I always think about, or I think about, like, just in general, maybe not, like, specifically in the music world. It's, like, I think that one of the biggest losses of, like, when we introduced Uber, Lyft, Uber Eats, like, delivery programs, like, now you can get anything you want and be self-sufficient.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need to ask a friend to pick you up from the airport. You don't need to ask your neighbor for salt and pepper. Like, you can just deliver it. And it's, like, almost those small inconveniences or, like, asking for favors that, like, I think our social fabric is missing now.
100%.
Like, people don't need to rely on each other as much. And it's,
100%.
like, less of a community. It's, like, I get particularly kind of, like, spiral around AI, too. It's, like, if you become so self-sufficient and you don't need other people, or, like, there's no excuse to talk to other people, like, how is that going to change community for us?
In a weird way, I think there are kind of 3 variables, I think,
Yeah.
that you're speaking on. And I think this is weird because we're kind of getting into physics right quick. But you talked about distance and you talked about speed.
Yeah.
Right? So now I can get things fast and I don't have to go anywhere.
Yeah.
Distance and speed, the only other one is what? The T. So that's time, which is a weird thing. I'm going to get back to that now. This is where I think time is starting to get a little tricky. But I think that distance, you can get everything within, 2 or 3 feet, 30 feet of yourself. You don't have to go anywhere. And then the speed at which you can have things show up, I really think is doing a number on how we perceive time.
Yes.
This is a real crazy thing. Like, so if you just take that equation, that's what speed is, distance over time. So if you flip it the other way, you got distance, you got speed.
Yeah.
Now I think that's where time is the thing that's changing that.
No, I completely agree. I was talking to some friends and it just feels like, first of all, when you age, like, time just moves, like, at a way faster rate. But also just, like, yeah, I think to your point, when those things and you can just get things instantly, the perception of your day is very different.
Yeah.
And the way that you think about, like, time is very different as well.
Yeah, it's interesting. What we think takes too long now was just normal.
I know, before. if things are not instant, it's true.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that's affected your like job or work stream at all?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think especially now you have things like AI, which is weird. I don't want to go too far down this path.
Yeah.
Like, I have AI fatigue, right? I'm just so tired of it. But I think what it does is that it gives you this idea that everything is that simple.
Totally.
And theoretically, it is.
Yeah.
For a machine.
Right.
But I am not an AI machine. So when you take humans and you put them under those same expectations, it creates this disconnect. Because now you've become impatient with me because you can't understand why does it take me so long to make a party flyer.
Yeah.
I can go on ChatGPT and make one in 5 seconds.
But is it good? And is there taste?
We'll get there. I think good is very subjective.
Totally.
So I think let's go objective.
Yeah.
Did it meet the objectives? The goals of the flyer were to tell people where to be, what time to be there, and how much it costs. If it does that, in my opinion, it's good. It met the objective. And so I think this is where it's interesting. I tell people all the time, design is objective. It's not subjective. Art, totally.
Okay,
it's
interesting. Wait, that I feel like is a hot take.
No, really, design is not about opinion. Design is literally about meeting a goal.
Yeah.
Like it's like, hey, we need to make something that goes from here to here in this amount of time. That's design.
Yeah.
Do you like it? Probably not. Is it the most, visually attractive thing? Probably not. But did it meet the objectives?
Right.
Yes, that's good design.
Yeah.
So you think like a door handle. Like,
right.
That's good design.
100%.
It's placed in a way that you can reach it, you can turn it, it works. That's design.
Yeah.
I think the color of the door handle. Why don't we care?
Yeah.
And so I think what's happened too is there are a lot of people who work in a design space who believe it is subjective.
Totally.
And say, hey, I feel like this is a good design. Well, that's not true.
Yeah.
And I think the thing I found out is the more people who use it, the better the design.
Yeah.
That's how you know. So look at the wheel.
True.
Look at the door handle. Look at the things that haven't changed in hundreds of years.
Ordinary objects.
Good design. Like we haven't updated the drinking glass in how long?
I know.
It works.
It's true.
It's really good design.
It's great design.
Really great design.
I feel like, have you read, I'm sure you've read the book, The Ordinary, like the design behind ordinary objects.
No.
We gotta get you a copy of that. It's like, they'll talk about like train design, they'll talk about door handles, they'll talk about vases, like all of these common objects that have such good design behind it. What I love is that you're like almost parsing through design as something that's objective, and then there's like other layers around it. So you're like, there's visual representation around it. There's, would you say taste is one of those things?
Taste is.
Yeah.
But I think more important than taste is translation. And this is something I really think is interesting. Like I can have the greatest taste in the world, but how do I translate that to the person who needs to approve said idea?
Right.
Or to the end user who needs to actually use the idea?
Yeah.
So I think people with taste, oftentimes they get stuck there by having good taste because they don't understand how to translate it.
Totally.
So I always try to say like taste is cool, but translation. You can always be able to translate.
It's like the
things.
functionality plus taste or something like that. I always say that like, hey, design Twitter, I'm not sure if you're on design Twitter, but it's like, like everything in design Twitter is beautiful, but it's like, are they functional?
Come on.
Right?
Now you're saying it. I heard from one of my mentors very early in my career that design isn't how it looks, it's how it works.
Yeah. 100%.
When people start to understand that, now you're this. Why are we arguing about the shade of blue?
Yeah.
Does it work?
Yeah.
And all right, we're done. But that's the other thing about design. It has a definite stopping point.
Yeah.
Like once you meet the objective, we're done.
Yeah.
Like creative or art or any of those subjective sort of disciplines, they don't have an ending point.
Yeah, it's true. You can continue and continue and continue.
And in the weirdest way, I think this is why people like it, because it mirrors that other sort of facet of life. Endless scroll. Like nothing ever ends. I think that's what I think people like now. So like they love the subjective back and forth banter because it never ends. But when we go here, the goal is to do X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
Once we do that, pack it up. Let's go home. Like that's design.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. Okay, so currently in your role, how do you take that practice of like objective design to your role as like creative director?
Carefully.
Yeah.
Like very carefully, because I think this is where translation comes in. Totally. Everybody doesn't speak the language of design.
Right.
You got to be very careful of that. So I can't speak to you in a language you don't understand, because now I'm just yelling gibberish at you, and nobody wants that. So I think for me, I have to translate my objective stance into a subjective stance for a person.
Right.
Which is extremely difficult.
I'm sure.
It is extremely difficult because we're just kind of floating through what you like and don't like versus does this work or does this not work.
Right.
And then client service is what I truly believe. Even though I work for a record label, it is, service. I am in service of my artists. I'm in service of my team. I'm in service of managers. I'm in service of my president. So in that, my job is to serve. Therefore, I can't dictate to you what you should or should not like or accept. Yeah. It's my job to serve.
Yeah.
And once either we finish or we run out of time. But it's my job to serve.
Yeah. How do you take that idea of like service into the way, like, have you ever been in projects where like you don't necessarily agree with the direction of the project all the time?
Yeah. I think 99% of the stuff I've ever worked on, I don't like it.
Wow.
Like, I don't personally, I wouldn't wear that. Like, I think a lot of the stuff that I know, I wouldn't do it. But then again, it's not about, I don't got to buy it. Right. Like, this is the most valuable thing for me as a designer. I don't have to buy this. When we're done. So I think my opinion is just a opinion. It's not the opinion.
Right. That's a really hard thing to do. That's a really thing. As a designer, it's a really hard thing to like produce work and be like, I am not the target audience for this work.
Yeah, but I don't understand how. Because you're just one person making it.
Yeah.
I need to sell 5 million of these.
Yeah.
I can't buy 5 million of them. So why is my opinion more valuable than the 5 million people?
Do you have an outlet where you make and create stuff for you that you love?
Oh yeah.
What is that outlet for you?
I keep it for me. I make things. So I used to joke around and say I wanted a clothing line. So I designed a few things. Like
wow, what'd you design?
Like a lot of little t-shirts, like funny stuff.
Wait, fun.
Yeah, like funny little things. Yeah. I did a couple products. So I had I wanted to do a rosé line, which I actually did this limited edition thing. So it was just called Brose. I wanted to do like black dudes and rosé. So I took all of these old pictures of like old black dudes, like James Evans, Virgil Tibbs, people like that, and I put them on rosé bottles, and I called it Brose. So that's what it was. So
wait, I love that. Yeah. That's awesome. Cool are you working on anything now?
Trading cards.
Wow,
I am.
Popular.
Yeah, I really want to do. So I'm pitching some trading cards, but I want to do DJs and artists. So huge. I think how cool would it be to have a Jay-Z rookie card?
Oh my God, that would be.
You know what I mean? So I think that's where I'm at. I really like I believe in collectibles.
Yeah.
Because it's a weird thing. What's the difference between a piece of cardboard and a collectible?
Exactly.
How I feel about it.
No, exactly.
Because a baseball card is just a piece of paper.
Yeah. And it's got like that nostalgia feeling. It's got that like want to complete the set.
Yeah, I think that's what I love about it is because it's something that's so, I guess, typically meaningless, but the context of it makes it valuable.
100%.
Like an autograph. What is an autograph other than a scribble?
Yeah.
It's got when that, it's LeBron James' scribble, it starts to change things.
Oh my God.
And I love it because that is a human thing.
Yeah.
Like if you really go objectively speaking, it is just a scribble. A guy wrote something.
Yeah.
Who cares? Give it context.
Yeah.
LeBron signed my shoes.
Yeah.
Now
that's I feel like you gotta do something with like door handles or something. Like some like ordinary objects and give context to it. I think that would be super sick, right?
I might. Yeah, I might.
Yeah.
I might think about it.
How crazy would it be to like have like a Jay-Z door handle to your like
like you really are tapping on the door or something there. Like, I try and do things like that. Oh, I did Pretty Girl water. I forgot about that. So I made a water brand. And it was called Pretty Girl water.
That's so good.
Like legit, it was the exact same thing, just water.
It's just water.
And it had a red cap on it.
Oh my God, for the longest time, I was pitching to my friends. I was like, we need to start a water omakase place in Soho.
Come on.
8 flight water.
Yeah.
Right? It's a tasting menu. We get water from like all across the globe.
100%.
We fly out to taste the water in Paris, London, whatever. And it's just like little glasses of water, and then we have cleansing water, whatever. $80 a person.
Come on.
How cool would that be? I think everyone in Soho would.
I'm telling you that, and I want to do a dip restaurant.
I know.
Like, like where it's like all of the dips are on the buffet.
Oh, 100%.
And we sell you chips.
Yeah, I love that.
Or pita bread or whatever you want. You can just dip, whatever you want. Like so, dip on your chip.
Exuberant amounts.
Somewhere, I think it's a nice little pregame spot. You don't really want to eat too much. But I can go here and get little chips and salsa.
Yeah, you're onto something.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll open them right next to each other. We'll do a collab.
We'll do it. Put the dip on your chip. Yeah.
Wait, I love Pretty Girl water. I'm surprised it didn't blow up. We got to make that like
I probably should have stuck with it. I'm telling you, I think if I would have stuck with it because.
Sorry, but do you want to turn more towards this way? No, the other way.
This way.
Yeah, because the mic's blocking your face.
Oh, no, you're good.
How am I cool?
All right, perfect. You're golden.
For sure. Nah, for real. But the water. what it was about though is it's basically, what do you define as pretty? So even in the comms, I used all types of women, not just your tall, skinny, whatever. I'm talking about all ages, all weights, all heights, all sizes, all colors, because it was like, what is pretty girl water? Yeah. You know, it's like, you don't get to say who's pretty and who's not, but you know, I think that was the thing I wanted to always kind of give people a way to be an advocate for themselves. Yeah. And I think brands have a really unique way of helping us define ourselves. Yeah. For better or for worse. 100%. And I think understanding that, it helps you in this creative side of things. Yeah. Like automotive, I think, wow, this is a really good one. I think automotive is really indicative of that, because a car is pretty much an extension of your personality. Yeah. You know, like the type of car you like, there's a reason like why people are BMW people versus Mercedes people versus a guy in a Lamborghini versus a lady in a F-150. Right. Like all of these trucks, they kind of start to say things about 100%. You as a person. And I think that was one of the weird things that I noticed about brands. Like we use them to signal and kind of define ourselves. And our identity. Oh yeah. In this very kind of primitive way almost. Yeah, it's like what you own is who you are. Yeah, like a tribal marking. Like, you know what I mean? If I put these marks, it's so from 100 feet away, you can know where I'm from or what I stand for. This is what these marks mean. So similarly, when you see a person in a pair of Jordans or a pair of LeBrons or a pair of Under Armour, Steph Curry's, I think these things start to say something about you before you say something about yourself. Yeah. And being conscious of that, it helps me design into that. Wow. That's so interesting. We were actually just talking with my friend Maya from Interscope, and she was saying every time she thinks about like a fan campaign, she works on the digital side. She was saying for fan campaigns or any like super fan, she always builds like an identity of the person. Yeah. She's like, I build up like what they're wearing, what they're like, where they're spending their time, like what accessories they have. And what you're getting at is the fact that like all of those little pieces make up identity for a person, right? It's like 100%. Before you even open your mouth, what you wear, what you do, how you style your hair, those are all like little signals. I love the tribal marking actually as a comparison, right? We just got cars now. We have it. We have cars, we have brands, we have jewelry. Yeah. Because you know what it means when you see that Van Cleef bracelet. Yeah, yeah. you know what that means. What's going on. Like, you know what's going on. Wow. I love the idea of like brands as part of their identity, and I guess artists as brands as well. What artists you associate yourself with also says so much about who you are. Yeah, that's an interesting one. I think artists as brands, it's an interesting space right now. Yeah. Where do you fall on that? Okay, I'll say this. I don't think a person is a brand. I don't agree with that. Okay, wait, double tap it. I'm serious. I've heard this for so long. You are your brand. You are your brand. I've heard it said once, and I kind of like this definition. Your brand is what people say about you when you ain't around. Yeah. That's your brand. Yeah. Like, I know a lot of people will say, oh, my brand is so. No. What do people say about you when you ain't around? That's what your brand is. 100%. And I don't, it takes a certain amount of humility, to figure out what your brand really is, because it's the thing that people won't say to you, but they'll say about you. Yeah. That's what your brand is. That's a great way of placing it, right? It's like Olivia Rodrigo as a person is not a brand, but what everyone says about her or what she stands for, what we've built her to be is the brand. That's the brand. I think so. It's not up to you. Yeah. Like when I say you can't build your brand, that's for the public. That's for the public. They'll tell you who you are in the brand sense. As a person, you get to decide who you are as a person, but as a brand, it's not up to you. Yeah. And we decided that Nike was the brand for winners, not Nike. Yeah. They wanted to plant that idea, but we had to confirm it. Yeah. And it's not true until we all say that Nike's the brand for winners. And that can change. We might decide tomorrow that Under Armour is the brand for winners, and that is true. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. That's what's true because that's what we believe in the public, And we get to make that call with brands. So I'm watching a kind of struggle between brands who want to dictate what they are versus listening to the people telling them what they are. Yeah, and like leaning into those things. Yeah. Okay, as a creative like director, how do you play into that? Like, are you working on campaigns and you're like, this is the perception, and feed into that perception and amplify that perception? Some people don't like it. Yeah. I'm being honest. Like when you figure out what people say about you, sometimes you want to change it. Yeah. How you gonna change somebody's mind? Yeah. Do a rebrand. You could try that, but that's just called changing clothes. To me, like, you still the same person under them clothes. Wow, yeah. And so for me, I think it's, you got to roll with them punches, man. You can't tell people what to think of you, but you can, influence what they think of you, and that's just gonna be something you can't fake for long.
Yeah.
Which is why I think this is where we've moved into this curated society now.
Yeah.
Like, and this is where I start talking like the good old days again. I remember when Instagram was casual.
Right.
Like, I really remember when it was days. Like really casual.
I mean, now it's just an entertainment platform. It's like a Netflix. Like
I don't even know what it is.
It's
That's tough, but I will say entertainment. Yeah, I don't know if it's a time killer or a time saver. Probably time killer. I'd probably say time killer.
100%.
Yeah, and in that respect, it's just not casual anymore.
No.
So the things you see on Instagram, and they're probably less accurate because I'm trying to force a brand on people rather than being who I am and letting them decide who the brand is.
Yeah, 100%.
And so you don't curate cool.
Yeah.
You either cool or you not. Yeah. Like, that's not how it works. And people will tell you if you cool or not. Like, but you don't get to get to decide.
All the girls trying to like curate their Instagram profiles.
I'm serious. I remember when Instagram model was a derogatory term.
Yeah.
Like, that's the worst thing you can call a girl. You an Instagram model. It's like, what? Like, now it's a badge of honor.
Yeah.
Like, I had a photo shoot. I got to shoot today. What?
Yeah, what?
What do you mean you got to shoot today? You work at the bank? Like, you know what I mean? It's a weird thing. It's like, yo, you work at Foot Locker. What do you mean you got to shoot today? What are we talking about? But I get it, I guess.
Isn't that so funny? Like, weekend hobbies, especially in New York City, like the amount of girls where their hobbies are like take Instagram pictures and stand in lines. Like, why as a society have we just made it okay for like Saturday morning, let's go stand in a fucking line for 3 hours?
I kind of don't blame them. Like, you do what you see.
It's true. Oh my gosh,
it's really not their fault. I think if you're under 25, say maybe under 30, like, you never experienced what I'm gonna call real cool.
Yeah.
Like, where you looked at somebody and you decided if they were cool or not, based on what you thought.
Yeah.
But now there's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Versus, even algorithmic thinking now, which is weird.
Yeah.
We didn't have an algorithm back then.
Yeah.
So the only things you saw were the things that you chose to see. So if I didn't follow you, I didn't see what you was talking about.
Yeah.
And the only way something went quote unquote viral is human participation.
Yeah.
It means that actual people have to share this in your circle of influence.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's not viral.
Do you think we're going back to that?
Heavens no.
No?
Heavens no.
You don't think so?
Because too many cool people become lame. Like, nah, they can't risk it. Like, the cool economy, it would reset if we actually went back to true cool. Because the truth is like, nobody really cares about what you posted. Your story was just next. I was just still on the toilet. I didn't even mean to watch that. I'm just not through, so I'm sitting on the toilet.
So you think the algorithm now runs the cool economy?
Oh, they think they do.
Yeah.
But this is why it doesn't stick. Because we know it's not really of people. Really. It's not really viral. So
when's the cool economy reset gonna be? Are we gonna have a reset? We're not gonna have a reset.
We got to pull the plug on a lot of things.
Yeah.
In order for that to happen and actually be influenced by the things you're around. Like, there's this weird little way. I think if you wanted to know what was going on in LA, you had to go to LA or know somebody in LA.
Right.
When I was in Houston, like, and so this is where, oh wow, this is cool. You made me think about this. One of the early features on Facebook. Oh my gosh, I remember the good version of Facebook.
The good old days.
The Facebook. I don't know if you remember. It was called the Facebook.
The
like,
Facebook.
It was real. It was it was in the URL.
Yeah.
And I think that was back when it was closer to a yearbook, basically just a digital yearbook. And this was one of the things that made you cooler. Like, they used to show you how many friends you had at every school.
Wow.
Like, this is a real thing that was on your page and it went to it. So you have like 42 friends at USC, 9 friends at Southern University, 4 friends at Alabama, 10 friends at Arizona State, 1 friend at UCLA. It would show you that. So then you start to really see, oh, he ain't been nowhere. He don't know nobody. Look, he only know 312 people at his school.
Wow.
And that's when you can't really fake it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you don't know anybody there.
Yeah.
You know, and so I think that was another layer.
Do you feel like
cool.
Instagram mutuals is the same thing?
Heavens no.
No.
Heavens no.
Because everyone's just mutuals with everyone now.
Yeah, I follow people for all types of stupid reasons. Are you kidding me? And some of it's political, some of it because it's my friend. I think this is where, again, like, you can't.
So we're not gonna check our Instagram mutuals out.
No. You don't. And plus, I think it's where it's almost, we know that it doesn't mean anything anymore. Like, it doesn't mean anything anymore. Yeah. And this is where we get into some weird little things with data.
Yeah.
Because I think using this stuff, it's all giving us data. And the important thing to remember is that data tells you what, not why.
Totally.
And this is where I think a lot of people, they just add their own whys to data.
Right.
So 100 people like my photo. They must like this song. They must think it's a good picture.
But
you just might be good looking.
Yeah.
you might just be booty ball naked in the photo. Like, that's why 100 people liked it. Like, it's, what do you mean? Like, it's, you know,
right,
or,
it's just data.
Or you control the guest list to something.
Right.
Like, there's a lot of whys that you could be getting all of these likes, but I think every person just kind of makes it up on their own.
Yeah.
Here's why this was successful.
Yeah.
And then I think there's where disappointment comes in, because you run that play again, don't get the same results.
Don't get the same
And now
results.
you're forced to either blame yourself or blame the audience.
Right.
And what do you think people do? Blame the audience. Blame the algorithm. Oh, the algorithm changed.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? Yeah.
So I'm seeing it.
Wow.
I'm seeing it. It's really distorting a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And there's so much data now that I've heard this term. We used to use it in media a lot. Analysis paralysis.
Yeah.
Like, you have so much information that you're just paralyzed.
You don't even know what to do.
You can't make a decision.
Yeah.
And my favorite mentor, my favorite boss I've ever had, he's pretty much my godfather at this point. He used to preach it. You get 70% of the information to make a decision. Anything past that, you're probably wasting time. You got 70%, that's enough to make a decision. 100%. So go for it. Because now you just sit there and wait. You know, you're sitting there and waiting. You wait no more data. 100%. You wait no more data. You never made a decision. You wait no more data. And now the moment's over. It's gone. Yeah. We're on something else.
100%. We always say that it's better to make a bad decision than no decision at all.
Yeah.
Right? It's
especially
like, at least
in a culture game. Especially in a culture game.
Yeah.
Like, culture and commerce, I think this is weird. Like, commerce thinks that it creates culture.
Yeah.
But the truth is, it follows it. And it usually follows it about 6 months to a year too late.
Wow. Yeah.
And that's because it's because everybody's scared to be first.
True.
Like, this is some real shit. This really comes down to everybody in this game. Everybody wants to be second. Everybody's fighting to be second because they're too afraid to be first. So then you have somebody else who does it, and now we're all in our offices saying, "Ooh, we need to find a. Oh, I just need something like."
Do that.
So now we want to copy off that person and be second because everybody wants a guarantee.
Yeah, 100%.
And that's where we are now. And I'm concerned that we've created a generation of people who are too afraid to be first.
Yeah.
And that's where I think that death spiral, that marching spiral of death is happening now. We're just following the person in front of us.
Oh my gosh.
And that's when we start to confuse motion with progress.
Wow.
Like, even in...
You're dropping soundbite after soundbite.
Think about it. Even the way we said, you got motion. Oh, we got motion. We got motion, but where you going?
And where are you
going?
You
moving, that don't mean you moving forward.
Yeah.
So I get it. Like, we worship motion over progress.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people are stuck just in motion.
Like, just in motion.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, you can be moving, but not moving forward.
Yeah. How do you like take all of those things and decide, or what questions do you ask yourself? Hey, am I actually making real progress here, or am I just stuck in motion?
Well, one, you have to tell the truth.
Yeah.
This is a real easy but difficult thing because the truth isn't always pretty. It doesn't always feel good.
Yeah.
But no matter what, it's still the truth.
Yeah.
And I've heard a lot of people preach that, perception is reality. No, it's not.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? That is the most craziest thing I've ever heard in my life. I perceive that I'm a millionaire. That ain't real.
That ain't real.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I cannot pay my bills with my perception. So I think that's
true.
That's another one of those coping mechanisms to help people avoid the truth.
Yeah.
And I don't subscribe to that.
Yeah.
So the first thing I'm truthful with myself.
Yeah.
I'm definitely truthful with myself, and I have enough humility to listen.
Yeah.
And this is something I think a lot of people, once they put the director behind their name, they believe it's their job now to give direction.
Yeah.
You also got to take direction. That's a part of the
Totally.
job. That's why the word is there. So as a creative director, sometimes I get to direct, but I also have to take direction. And I've seen a lot of people struggle with that.
Yeah. It's true.
And I think that's what splinters the game now.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to take your direction, so I'll go start my own.
Right.
And I find enough people that want to take my direction, now we'll sell. Somebody don't want to take that direction, so I'm going to go start my own.
Yeah.
And now we got 4 people doing the same thing on the same block right next to each other because we didn't want to take anybody else's direction.
Wow. Yeah. Back to that collaboration piece.
No collaboration.
Yeah.
That's an old Swahili proverb. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together.
Yeah.
So we got a lot of fast stuff, but nothing's lasting.
Totally. Wow. That's big. Wait, what is it again? It's if you want to go fast, you go alone.
If you want to go far, go together.
Go together.
It's like a motorcycle.
Yeah.
You hop on a motorcycle by yourself.
And you're fast.
Boom, you gone.
Boom, done.
Get in the 18-passenger van. Get in the school bus. Now you slow it down, but those vans take you way farther.
Yeah.
You can't ride from here to L.A. on a motorcycle. Well, yes, theoretically you could.
Nowadays.
It's uncomfortable, but a bus is meant for those long trips.
Yeah.
No, but I think we fell in love with that motorcycle mentality.
100%. I mean, like every AI, like everyone's like, oh, I could just do this all by myself.
And then crazy enough, think about what a motorcycle used to mean.
Yeah.
Rebellious.
Yeah.
Like everybody likes to be rebellious.
Yeah.
I think they feel like that's the key to, I don't know, breaking through. But I think you can misplace that rebellion, and sometimes you just end up alone.
Yeah.
And so now you got to create a world for you to thrive in, which is usually probably something that's not real.
Yeah.
Hence Instagram delusion.
Yeah.
So now I've created this world where I have supporters.
Yeah.
There's 120 people like my post. They support me.
Right. But are they there to catch you fall? I don't know. Maybe. Maybe
not. So I think it's really interesting watching how creativity is really splintering.
Yeah.
It's a marketplace, not really much a community.
Yeah.
I think it's really just leading us to the bottom very quickly.
Yeah. Do you feel hopeful, pessimistic about the future around creative spaces?
I wouldn't say that I'm pessimistic. I take comfort.
Yeah.
In knowing that one monkey don't stop no show.
Yeah.
I'm serious. I truly believe that. No matter what it is we're doing today, that won't be happening in the future.
Yeah.
And I don't know what that future is going to be, but I'm optimistic that the clock just keeps on ticking.
Yeah.
And time will keep moving forward because it doesn't have a choice. Like, we can decide to stay still, but
it's
that clock
always
going to go 24 hours every day, no matter what. It's going to keep happening.
100%.
And that's what gives me a certain sense of calm. Because I know that where we are today, we won't be here next year.
Yeah. Perfect.
For sure.
Yeah, okay, wait. Before we end, I would love to do just like a quick little short section where we do underrated, overrated.
All right, let's do it.
So you basically say, like, is this thing under or overrated? It'll be like music related, creative related, things like that.
All right.
Let's start first with stadium shows. Do you think that's underrated, overrated?
I'm going to say overrated.
Overrated?
Yeah, totally overrated.
Yeah?
Totally overrated.
Why?
I don't think we were meant to be performing to that many people at one time.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's what it was never built for that.
Yeah.
I think when you think about some of the first forms of entertainment and communication, it wasn't in mass.
Yeah.
I think that's something that we created for personal gain.
Yeah.
And I think it's almost a necessity in a lot of ways. But mass communication, I think, is something we were never really meant to do.
We were like tribes, communities to start with.
And I think that tribe to tribe connection is the way it should happen.
Yeah.
But it should take a certain amount of effort, I think, to communicate in mass. And now it's quite easy to say something in mass. So yeah, overrated. 100%.
Okay. Underrated, overrated vinyls.
Underrated. And I'm gonna tell you what, I understand a lot of things in life, but I still don't understand how you get sound on a piece of vinyl. And you can literally take a safety pin and run it around this, and you can hear it.
Isn't that crazy?
I understand a lot of stuff about computers, man. I'm serious. I know a lot about a lot, but I don't. That's sorcery to me. So yeah, definitely underrated.
Yeah.
Love vinyls.
I love that.
Yeah.
Underrated or overrated album posters?
This is a tough one. I'm going to say underrated, but here's why.
Okay.
Only because of the albums.
Right.
It's just too many albums that don't deserve a poster.
Yeah.
So I think in that respect is, underrated now.
Yeah.
But I still actually had a G Unit purse from Juvenile hanging on my ceiling in my bedroom.
Oh my God,
bedroom.
That's hype. I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, and then question for you. What do you think is the most underrated piece of merch that artists are coming out with?
Underrated. Functional items.
Ooh.
Like, this is what I think is a really underrated thing, like a functional item. Give me a doormat.
Yeah.
Give me a water
Door
filter.
handle.
Give me something I can use. Because I think,
love it.
like cigarette lighters. You remember when those became the dopest merch ever because they're useful?
Yeah.
They travel.
Yeah.
It's fire in your pocket.
There. Yeah,
It's,
literally.
it's a really functional thing.
Yeah.
And so I think if we can get back to more functional and less novel,
100%.
I think,
I love that. I love a functional piece of merch. And then where can everyone find you?
Oh, me?
You.
At work?
They come knocking at your door.
I go to work. No, but I think it's something that, I do. I think they should come to my job because seeing the inside of a record label, I realize that it's something a lot of people who live their entire lives, listens to millions of hours of music and never see it.
Yeah.
Never see it. And I think it's something that's really interesting. So yeah, I would like for people to come and hang out.
We got to do like a behind the scenes. We'll put a GoPro on you.
Yeah, something like that. But I want them to come in real life. Like, don't just I don't want you to. I want you to come up there, ask questions, touch stuff, break
love
something.
it.
So,
okay, next time we're doing this at your office.
Yeah, next time we'll do it.
Love it. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me, miss.
Thank